Well, while I'm riding to the eyeball doctor, let's go ahead and do a little bit of a health update. So stick around. Well, hello again, Internet. Welcome back to the channel. Yep, we are on our way to another doctor, and I thought I would give you guys a little bit of an update on where we're at, why things have been going, what they're doing, and if you've noticed, if you've been around the channel for a while, you know we used to always do these videos on the fly. We would just do them live, and we've not been doing that this year. We've been getting a ride in and basically doing a voiceover. Reason for that is that my health with this condition that I've gotten has, if Michelle and I go out somewhere to finally get a ride in, number one, we wouldn't be able to, I can't ride long enough at one time to get an entire video done. We're working on that. But number two, quite frankly, we're trying to get away from everything for a little while, but we did want to give you guys the opportunity to come along. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and film a lot of it, and then we'll come back and voice over and tell you what we thought of that trail so that you guys will know where they're at, etc., etc. But anyway, where are we at? Well, the Levaquan that I was on it knocked down this virus infection, whatever it is, very, very well. It did not completely kill it. When I got off of that, and I'm still not completely off the prednisone. I got off of it at one point, but I started having some withdrawal and had to end up getting back on it for a while. It knocked it down, but it did not knock it out. So we are into our next step, which is why I'm on my way to the doctor's today. I had a biopsy done last week. We've not gotten the results back yet, but they get so many false negatives on whether or not this is BCG-induced that we're not relying on that. The good news, it is not cancer. I pretty much knew that from the beginning. I would not have gotten that biopsy just to confirm that, but we was able to confirm it with that. But we're on an anti-tuberculosis protocol now, which is a very heavy-duty protocol. Just for that, look at all these pills I end up having to take. That's just 3 months worth over nothing but the anti-tuberculosis. Looks like we just had some rain moved out of here. We got some wet roads, so you might get to hear a windshield wiper here in just a few minutes. But yeah, it's an awful lot of pills. It's a very rigid schedule on them. We've got 7 pills per day that we take for that, plus the prednisone until I can get off of that. Note to anybody out there that is watching this that has had the BCG-induced cystitis, have yourself an in. Get your foot in the door with an infectious disease doctor. It will be invaluable to you. You will feel a lot better than you did once you get done with the protocol of the Levaquan. You'll feel a lot better, but when you start feeling it coming back, get in and get this protocol started so you can make sure you get rid of it completely. But it's 7 pills per day. It's a relatively rigid schedule. I take 4 of these pills with my breakfast, and then the other 3 I have to take 3 hours after I've eaten and 1 hour before I eat. So I need to take them exactly, well, close to 3 hours after my breakfast. Then I've got to wait at least another hour. I try and wait a little bit longer than that before I get any lunch. Nothing else to eat. Them 3 pills have to be taken on an empty stomach. We're taking rifampin, ethambutol, something like that, and isoniazid. So they're pretty heavy-duty drugs. They're sending me off to the eyeball doctor, and I got a text message yesterday. I don't think they're checking my vision. I think what they're going to be doing is checking my eyeballs, because my text message yesterday said, please please be prepared to spend between 1 and 2.5 hours at your appointment. That's a relatively long time, and I did not set up this. Yes, I scheduled it, but I didn't set this up. This has been set up by my infectious disease doctor, Dr. Bramson, and I will tell you he is very, very thorough. We have to be monitored very closely with this. Again, for all you guys out there, wow, I remember when I was young and dumb and used to have vehicles that go boom like that too. For now, I done lost where I was at. But if you're dealing with this, you're watching this because you're dealing with this. When you are on the protocol with the Levaquin and the prednisone taper, make sure your doctors insist that they are monitoring you. They need to be monitoring your blood pressure, your blood sugar. There's a multitude of things that you really need to be monitored for when you're on this. I would have thought I was off of the prednisone at this point, but I ended up having some withdrawal from that. At least that's what we're figuring it is at this point, because my blood pressure completely crashed. And I spoke to several pharmacists, and everything that I'm taking actually calls for blood pressure to be raising with all the drugs that I'm taking. And so I think what it has done was it crashed because I was coming off the prednisone. So at this point, I'm not on any blood pressure medication, and my blood pressure is somewhere around 116 over 74, something like that. I think the last time I checked it, that's pretty good blood pressure for somebody with high blood pressure that is completely off his medication on it. But that's, like I said, because of the withdrawal from the prednisone. So we'll have to see what that goes. That's something that we're having to address right now. So insist that your doctors are monitoring different aspects of your health, and you can look it up, find out what all it is. Like I say, you need to be monitored, your blood pressure, your blood sugar. There's several other things. Of course, everybody tells you about the tendon problems. That's the only thing that we were kind of warned about on this, none of the other stuff. So, but that's where we're at. So this is going to be a 6-month protocol that we're on. I do not intend to push back the race date. We're still set for September. I spoke with my infectious disease doctor. He said there's really no limits to as far as like training that I had when I was on the Levaquin. And so we're trying to do that. Man, this stuff makes you weak. I am so weak, it's unbelievable, but I'm trying. I would love to say, like I did in that one video, that, I'm pushing it and looking past that, not letting anything knock me down and blah, 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 blah. But, I'm here to tell you, that's a little easier said than done when you're actually living it. There's been some times, there's been some days where I've been knocked down pretty good, not just physically, but emotionally as well. So, yeah, I guess we're all alike in that framework. We can only handle but so much before we need a break from it. But we're intending on making it up there in September. And I'm going to race, and I'm going to race with, regardless of what shape I'm in, I'm going to do the best that I possibly can. I just got to remember one thing. Keep racing, keep racing, keep racing, keep racing. I used to tell myself that when we was doing 100-mile long races. About 70 miles in, I had to keep rolling through my head. Keep racing, keep racing, keep racing. But you start to get pretty worn down by that point. And so, yeah, I'm just going to fall back on that and try and remember all that. So I think that's going to do it. Yeah, I've got to keep rolling down the road and get out to this doctor. All right, so with all that being said, till the next one, hey, this is Southern Cycling and Beyond. And the Mrs. Southern Cycling is not with me today, but I know she's with me in spirit and telling you, stay safe, God bless, and keep the wheels rolling. Once again, we're out.